I've been a lifelong Catholic. My parents were always very involved in the Catholic Church. When I was almost 40, I felt burned out. Maybe it was a midlife crisis. And I decided I would come to Michigan State and go to school and just figure out my life. And it was a wonderful year for me. And so in the process, one day I was feeling really discouraged and trying to make a good decision. It was an important decision. And I know I'd been crying, and I was sort of, I don't know if it was despair, but I was feeling, helpless and hopeless. And I guess I heard my mother's voice, just go to church. And so when I walked in, Sister Agnes Sheehan was our student minister at the time, and she was kind of flying out of her office, and she said, "Oh my God, what's wrong with you?" And so I said, "Well, I'm upset." And she said, "Well, I'm on my way to the airport, but walk with me to my car." And so it was a quick walk, and I just briefly summarized what was wrong, and she made some comments, and she just lifted a huge load off my shoulders, and I think I've been fine for the rest of my life. And I made the right decision with her help. And I just believe it was her presence there. Yes, she did a lot of good work, and she planned a lot of good programs, but it was the fact she was there for people. And I've tried to live that way, so that when I'm at church, I try to get to know people. I've worked with the students. I've gone on spring breaks with the students, and I've put on funeral luncheons. And I just believe those are all important times when the church is there for the people. I guess, these change points in your life. Here you have a new baby, the church is there. You get married, the church is there. You die, the church is there. It's there at all the big moments in our lives. I've thought about some of the ways that people are present to each other during Mass, and I was very good friends with a maybe 96-year-old woman who came to church every Sunday. She could walk. She lived in the neighborhood. And she used to tell me for about 5 years, she sat next to a man who was an international student, and they sat next to each other in church. They never saw each other outside of church. When he left to go home, he brought her a gift. She brought him a gift. They both cried. They had meant so much to each other. Here he was from a foreign country, and here she's living all alone. But every Sunday, they were there together in church.